Hello guys, NautoAce here. So, disclaimer on part 2, which is Leftfield characters in fighting game. Same deal, I have recorded this on June of 2017. And basically, one of the disclaimer here is that I was guessing at the time the roster for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Of course, if you know the drama, and if you notice, they did a video about it, how Function Fiend and his partner Michael, who are in charge of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, basically was talking about the rosters. So, when I was talking about during the segment about Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I kind of mentioned Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, saying, well, let's see what the rosters are. So, of course, everybody knows who the rosters are. And yes, sadly to say that it has been revealed 30 characters total, I think. Is it 30 or. Yes, I think it's 30. I could be wrong. And of course, the Capcom side had some interesting characters they chose. And again, that'll be a future vlog, my thoughts on the rosters of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. But of course, nothing surprise, no surprise. As expected, it's a Marvel involvement with Disney. So yes, no X-Men, because as Function Fiend said, they're just all function. Okay, I get it. I know I'm trying to basically sort of pegging Combo Fiend, Peter Rosa. Yeah. But unfortunately, I did talk about it. Like I said, it's a business. But again, PR nightmare. Sorry. Now I just have to, now I call him Function Fiend. Nothing personal. Nothing personal there. But the bottom line I'm saying is, yes, the disclaimer is I don't know yet at the time what the roster for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. This one, yes, no surprise, no X-Men, bunch of MCU. The character they chose kind of makes sense because in 2018 or 2019, Marvel Avengers Part 3, The Infinite War. Of course, Doctor Strange is going to be there. Maybe Ghost Rider was on Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. last season. What else? I am thinking Nova, because Guardian of the Galaxy. That's why Rocket Raccoon is there. I'm just surprised no Iron Fist, the Defenders, or his Netflix show, but that's a different story. So there you go. So with that, I'm playing the video now. Characters that are on the left field. So enjoy. Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts related to fighting game and basically my opinion on characters on the left field. So what does that mean, character on the left field? Sometimes when you do like a sequel or a new game based on a previous franchise, say like Street Fighter, King of Fighter, Fatal Fury, Mortal Kombat, yada 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 yada. Sometimes not all characters are going to be back. Sometimes the character gets booed and then new character comes in, and sometimes the characters that stayed mostly are more the popular one that most people play, and the less obscure one, like I said, they get the boots. So this has been a common thing in fighting game. Mortal Kombat kind of really did it. Like in Mortal Kombat 2, they got rid of Sonya and Kano wasn't in the game. But in Mortal Kombat 3, they came back, but then they got rid of Raiden, they got rid of Johnny Cage, even the human ninja like Scorpion and Sub-Zero at one point. Then they did some improvement, they brought him back. But then of course Mortal Kombat Trilogy, exclusive for the PlayStation and N64, they brought everyone back. It's something like that, and you'd be like, wow, I can't believe these characters are like they're back. They're not. So I'm gonna probably name some here, but right for this one, I want to give my thoughts on three main. I want to give my thoughts on the left field characters. Basically, it's recent, easy for me to give my thoughts on, and those are Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter 4 and 5, and King of Fighter. Why those games? They're recent, and let's just say those are the games that came back from a long hiatus. Let's just say that. So with that, let's start with Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and its upgraded version, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So I used to remember this game, Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Basically, they came out in the early 2000s. Fun game, especially Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because every character from the previous Marvel vs. game were back. Granted, the game is broken, but that's a different story. Because I remember, from X-Men all the way to Marvel vs. Capcom, there's always been Marvel or Capcom or Street Fighter characters they put in, they get rid of it. So until Marvel vs. Capcom 2, when every single character since X Michelle of the Atom came back, again, better refined, but again, it's still, broken again, but a different story. Then after a while, then somewhere, I think 2003, 2004, 2003 is when the fighting game kind of died down a bit. There were basically 3D games were the big thing now. Mortal Kombat basically did it. It's a different story. I'll probably give my thoughts about that, my opinion about it, but a different story. So let's fast forward to 2010, if I remember. That's when the announcement of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Granted, during I think 2004, 2005, there was an April Fool joke that I didn't really understand April Fool at the time. Different vlog, and on a website called FF Cafe, I think it's Madman Cafe. It's a fighting game. I don't know if they're still active, but they did an April Fool of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 using the Marvel 2 engine, the graphics. I remember they said some of the characters were coming back were Psylocke, new characters were Sagat and Blanca, and I thought it was for real. It looks good. Then I realized, oh wait, this is April's 1st. Oops. So there was April's Fool joke on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Then fast forward to 2010, Capcom and Marvel surprisingly actually did a third sequel to the Marvel vs. Capcom series called Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Alright, so from there, people might wonder, is it going to be like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with a lot of characters coming back? Or is it going to be half new, half returning? So of course, if you know Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there are some new characters, there are some returning characters. Same thing in any sequel of the game, just makes sense. Now, the question here, are there characters there that kind of make sense that they should be coming back, and why? And then some characters, why would you bring them back? They're like, nobody plays this character, this is weird. Yes. So, such as the character, let's start with the Capcom side first. Of course, the easier one is Ryu and Chun-Li. Come on, I mean, they've been in every Marvel vs. game. Why not? I mean, if you think about fighting Capcom games, it's about Street Fighter. It makes sense. Why not Ken? Because Ryu is player one and he's the poster character for the Street Fighter franchise. Makes sense. Ryu, Chun-Li, that makes sense. And then Darkstalker characters are also well known. So the character, and this is the one I think that Morgan kind of makes sense to be in a Marvel vs. game. Makes sense. Again, sort of not really the character I would agree would be Dimitri, but then of course Dimitri was in some other games such as SNK vs. Capcom Chaos and Fighting Jam, Capcom's Fighting Jam or Fighting All-Star. Different story, the game is just mediocre. Ugh. The only thing good about the game is the Yoda illustration, but in the American version of that game, crap. Different story. But of course, Morgan makes sense. I'm trying to think of another returning character from the Capcom side that been a while. Oh, that's all I can think of. Because I would say Mega Man, but well, you know what? You know the history of Mega Man Capcom at that time. Oh, in Ultimate Strider, definitely it was a good move. They brought that guy back. He is the right field, basically popular character. A lot of people have seen this guy. And I can't think of other right field character that's worth coming back, because I have the game, but I'm not really I can't remember. So anyway, those are the characters I think that make sense why you bring them back. Mega Man also, but they were being Capcom was douchey for a while. Okay, now moving forward, Capcom, that's on the left field that you say, why would you bring that character back? That doesn't make sense. One of the character I can think of for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is Tron Bond. Yeah, so there was some sort of hit in the past when they showed one on the stage called Cattle Box stage, and they had Diesel and Tron Bond. So people didn't assume, well, I guess Tron Bond's not going to be in the game. You see her in the background. So I said, yeah, well, whatever, it's not popular. And all of a sudden, like, in the trailer, Tron Bond. I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people like this character, but the point is, it's a left field. Again, you wouldn't think this character is not that popular. The game's really okay at best. It wasn't really that good, in my opinion. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Why her? Why not like Captain Commando or Jin Satomi? But you bring her. See, that didn't really make sense. I mean, the Tsuma basically had an interview about this game, and there was a reason I didn't really read it. But again, that's a character like, why would you put that character back? That's just okay. On the Capcom side, I'm surprised they actually brought this character back. Must be because the franchise is popular, maybe, and that is Resident Evil, and that's Jill Valentine. Granted, she's a DLC character for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but like, she wasn't really, not a lot of people really play her. Surprisingly, she plays differently. She's based on Resident Evil 5, so spoiler there a bit. But yeah, I mean, the funny thing about Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is that there's a lot of Resident Evil characters in the game. Heck, in Ultimate, they put in Nemesis, like, really? So yeah, I wouldn't really think Jill would be in the game, but she plays way differently than her Marvel vs. Capcom 2 counterpart. So, but still, surprisingly, really, Jill on Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but hey, you know, some people like to play her. Another one's left out, in my opinion, maybe not so much, is Felicia. Yes. The reason is, in the arcade version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they had a system called the experience system. Basically, the more times you play the game, the more times you finish the game, you get experience points. And a lot of the question block keeps unlocking and gets unlocked. And the last four, well, I'm going to say the other two, were, the Capcom side, were Surfbot, aka Kabun. Of course, at least it's not in the game, but of course, she was in Tron Bond, different story. And Felicia. Yeah, she's so popular, but I'm surprised, like, really? Excuse me, another character that you're gonna bring back, she's not really that popular. I know there's a lot of fans, to some extent obscure fans or fans, but I don't think she's a mainstream character to the Dark Stalker series. But hey, you know, they brought her back. Interesting. So, okay. More again, I can understand Felicia, no, so that's another one, the left field for me, that, wow, I didn't know you would bring this character back. And let's see what else I can think of. Well, I think in the Capcom side, that's all I can think of that kind of say, okay, left field. So let's move on to the Marvel side. So the characters, I think it's sort of a left field for me personally, my personal opinion. First of all, one is Magneto. Yes, Magneto was in Marvel Superhero. He was in Marvel Superhero, Marvel vs. X-Men versus Street Fighter, of course Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but that's because every character was back. And it's supposed to be the boss character in Children of the Atom. I know there's a lot of following for this guy, but like, really, Magneto? It's like he's the boss of X-Men. So again, I mean Filipino champ loves playing him, so okay, but still, that's a different story. But like, really, Magneto? And then another one is Doctor Doom. Reason is, Doctor Doom was only in 2 games. Marvel Superhero as a sub-boss, and of course he came back as a default character in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So it's like, this guy's not much in the game. But okay, I guess Doctor Doom, I mean, with new moves, he's back. So again, to me it's sort of a left field, because both Magneto and Doctor Doom are like sort of a boss character. Now they're just a roster. So, but again, hey, you know, there's a lot of big story about the Marvel side that, hey, you know, whatever, you pick them, you have a reason. I mean, the right field would make sense is Spider-Man, Captain America, Wolverine is definitely, that kind of makes sense. It's not something like, hey, you know, because they've been there a lot. They couldn't put in Cyclops because again, Marvel side sort of tricky with Capcom at the time that Itsumo was trying to do a workaround, but hey, you know, he did what he could. But like I said, Doctor Doom and Magneto, okay, I mean, did not see that coming. Another one on the Marvel side that I wouldn't think this character would come back, and also funny, just like Jill, he's also a DLC character, and that's Shuma Gorath. Like Shuma Gorath. Okay, like a character that's from Marvel vs. Capcom. No, Marvel Superhero versus Street Fighter, and again Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I was gonna say that, but not really popular character. Not a lot of people play this guy, but really, like Shuma Gorath, really gonna bring this character back? Not a lot of people even know this character, but I guess so. Like, sure, why not? you know. That's all I can say. Like, sometimes it's a mystery, like the characters they bring, but even in the Marvel side, Shuma Gorath. But the biggest one for me that I was surprised at, like, okay, this character has not been in any game. It's been like 2 games, and that is Sentinel. When I heard that he was a hidden character in Marvel character, I'm like, why would you bring this back? This overpowered mutant capturer robot, the Sentinel, like a fighting Sentinel. Like, why? And just like, really, like, this guy's OP. A lot of people who fight against him. I mean, it's fun to play as him, but fighting against him, it's like, man, it's OP. I mean, there's a reason why it's another character that's like a final character to unlock in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And that's it. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Children of the Atom. He wasn't in any other Marvel game, and then all suddenly, hey, he's in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Okay, so that's the biggest one for me. 2 biggest one is Tron Bond, because not really that popular. She was only in 1 game. Now you brought her back. And the Sentinel, like, wow, Mr. OP. Freaking OP character, and the guy's back. I mean, they had to nerf him in the VIA update, but again, yeah, so those are some of the characters I think the Leftfield, I'm surprised that they would put in the game Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and it updated version. I wonder what's going to happen with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite if they're going to do some, again, Leftfield character, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so from there, we're going to go to Street Fighter for all 4 versions. The Vanilla, Super Arcade, to some extent, but not so much, and Ultra. Well, let's just combine it to Ultra, all the characters there. So, of course, if you know the story, 2009 was announced. Street Fighter 4 finally is coming back after the long Street Fighter hiatus, because Street Fighter 3 wasn't really that good in my opinion, and the story premise was, kind of confusing. That's why Ono made a good decision to make it sort of a prequel or the real continuation storyline from Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 3 is more like, it's a spin-off. Let's just say it's a spin-off. Of course, the best move there, I have to say, was characters roster from Street Fighter 2. Or should I say, more with Super, the Street Fighter 2 roster. All 16 characters from there, including Akuma. Makes sense, they have to be there. And of course, a little bit of side story. Vanilla had Fei Long and Cammy. There are actually 2 characters in the right field. It makes sense. Anybody in the Street Fighter 2 rosters are in the right field. It makes just sense. And then in Super, they add in T-Hawk and DJ again. So all the characters from Super Street Fighter 2. So then, of course, even the vanilla version, they add some characters you wouldn't think they would be in the game, but they did. The 2 I can think of are Rose and Gen. Gen from Street Fighter 1 or Alpha, because they also put Alpha character there. I'm like, wow, Gen, really? The character that has to move fighting style. Of course, Zian basically plays him, so, well, there you go. And Rose, basically Filipino man plays her. Again, not much really story about Rose, but again, hey, there you go. Rose in Street Fighter 4, didn't really think about it. The more makes more sense is Sakura, again, popular character. So it kind of makes sense, like a female Ryu to some extent. That makes sense, but like Rose and again. Then in Super, there are some characters I was like, okay, why would you put the characters here? Why would they? And some of them I think are the one in right field I can think of were Guy and Adon. That makes it Guy from Final 5, but of course he debuted in Street Fighter Alpha Same goes with Adon. Makes sense. Adon sort of popular, so I think it's in right field in my opinion. Along with Guy, you need a final fight representative. Guy makes sense, and of course, he was in Fighting Gem. But the one in the left field that I wouldn't think that they would put this character is Cody. That's the one, like really Cody. He was in Street Fighter Alpha 3, but not a lot of people really play this character. Cody, he's Fighter Fight, and of course the lot of jokes are, wow, even after Street Fighter Alpha 3, all the way to Street Fighter 2, now Street Fighter 4, apparently Cody is still in prison, and it's like lame-o. Yes, he's a lame-o. But yeah, I would like, Cody? Really? Cody? I guess you need, if Guy's there, I guess you need to put Cody in, because of course they're in Street Fighter Cross Tekken as DLC for the PS3 360. So like, really, Cody, I can understand Guy, but Cody, really? So that was on the left field. And then later on, when they introduced Street Fighter 3 characters, and the only one I could think of is Makoto. Ibuki's it is a popular character, so it kind of makes sense. It's definitely Dudley. It was a refined boxer than Balrog. So again, those two make sense. They are sort of popular, but Makoto from Third Strike, I don't know the story behind it, but yeah, that's all I can say. So again, in my opinion, it's the left field. Start to play, try playing her, didn't really make sense. I've seen people try play her, didn't really make sense. So, like, really Makoto, like, whatever. And then I would say Super Arcade Edition. But most of the characters are right field. Evil Ryu, it's a right field character, popular character from the Alpha series. It's just Ryu, Yun and Yang. Well, Yun may basically more than Yang. Only Yun because he's been in a lot of games also besides Street Fighter 3, Capcom vs. SNK, and Capcom Fighting Gem. Kind of makes sense. He is sort of a popular character. Yang, well, if Yun is there, then you gotta put Yang in. Maybe. That's all I can say. And then Ultra. Well, Ultra basically is based on Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but why not? So another one I think the left field is Alina. Another character from Street Fighter 3, but Alina, not a lot of people really play her in my opinion. Maybe I could be wrong. And another one is it's Hugo. He is popular, but again, not so much. So Hugo and Alina from Street Fighter 3, surprisingly, they're in the game. And granted, the character from Ultra was basically based on Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That's the reason why. But yeah, Hugo and Alina, I don't think like that's kind of weird. Let's see, Rolento, sort of I think somewhere in the middle. I can't really say left field. Maybe somewhere in the middle because he's sort of popular. He was in Capcom vs. SNK 2. I don't know about Rolento. I guess I'll put him in the middle. But like Hugo, I think the left side, along with Alina, because again, Street Fighter 3 characters are very obscure to some extent, and not a lot of people like the game. Again, not hater, and again, like Hugo, not really sort of popular in my opinion. Same thing with Alina, not so much. It's mostly either Ibuki, Yun, Ryu, Ken, or Chun-Li. I've seen people play them. There you go. So that's basically characters from the Street Fighter 4 series, I think, in the left field. Then we'll go with Street Fighter 5. I have talked about this before, so I'll talk about this once again. The trick, what they did is you started with 16 characters, 8 returning characters. I kind of make sense why those characters, of course, Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Zangief, Dhalsim, Vega, I'm trying to remember this top of my head, and Bison. They're from Street Fighter 2. Again, anybody from the Street Fighter 2, even Cammy, I can't believe I forgot that. But anybody from the Street Fighter 2 franchise are always right field no matter what, mainstream. Because it's a mainstream game, that's what people got into Street Fighter. Makes sense. For new characters. But then Ono perfectly had the last the other four to be the obscure character that you would not even think they're going to be in the game, but they said, oh, you know what, heck, we'll just put them in the game. And of course, in my opinion, are they left field or right field? So, well, let's start with Nash. Just like Goken, people thought this guy's dead from the Alpha series, but of course he's not dead. He's in Street Fighter 5, granted it's a Frankenstein, but he's in the game with his own new moves. Is he left field? No, he is a right field, believe it or not. He was very popular in the Alpha series. A lot of people have played this guy. He was in Marvel X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom to some extent. Yeah, a lot of people did want this guy back. They keep demanding, bring back Charlie. You gotta bring back Charlie. So they did bring him back in Street Fighter 5. He is a right field character. Makes sense. Now we're gonna have the other three. One is Birdie. Very left field. I don't care if he's a fatty or not a fatty. The bottom line is Birdie. Really, Birdie. You bring this guy back. It's supposed to be like an alternate for Balrog to some extent. But yeah, they brought this guy back. He debuted in Street Fighter Alpha along with Adam, because one of the tidbit for Alpha was that they were bringing at least two Alpha characters from Street Fighter 1. They were Adon and then Birdie. Adon, I say right field, sort of popular, but Birdie really in the main event, okay, well, whatever, but Birdie. And then two of them, of course, in my opinion, are in left field. Again, it's only my opinion, are Karen and Armika. Granted, they're popular with the Capcom Fighting Tour and the competitive players. Okay, different story there, but yeah, like, just for a casual fan, like, well, Armika, really, the character that's from Street Fighter Alpha 3, not a lot of people play her. All of a sudden, wow, she's in the Capcom Pro Tour. But yeah, Armika, like, I would not even think Armika. I know I heard Ono say that's her favorite character, and a lot of people did want, or a lot of fans wanted her back. I didn't. But wow, Armika, didn't really think about that. Oh. And Karen is another one. Again, Justin Wong's happy. Karen, another character from Street Fighter Alpha 3. Basically, she had her own manga from what I heard. Then she went to Street Fighter Alpha 3, and there was some legal rumor, there was some legal issues, and they said, hey, wait, I don't think this character will be here, but hey, you know what? She is. Again, surprisingly, they've been like, okay, so Karen and Armika, characters from Street Fighter Alpha 3. So the funny thing is that I was saying that Ono might love Street Fighter Alpha 3 to some extent, or the Alpha series, because you're bringing a lot of those characters back, especially the new characters from Street Fighter Alpha 3, which are, like I said, Cody, Karen, and Armika. Cody was in Street Fighter 4, granted Super, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and then both Armika and Karen in Street Fighter 5. Again, as a representative for Street Fighter 5, as your representative 16 main roster, starter roster. So I'm like, wow, did not see that coming. Okay, so now we're gonna move to the DLC characters. I'll just give off what I think they're left, right field. Alex, right field, because he's supposed to be the main character for Street Fighter Alpha 3. Not so much a popular, but he is sort of a right field. There are a lot of people who like to play as Alex. And he was in Capcom Fighting Jam to some extent, so yeah, maybe not so much, but yeah, a lot of people did like Alex, so it kinda makes sense. Guile, okay, Street Fighter character, granted different outfit, whatever, makes sense, Street Fighter 2. Then Ibuki, again, right field, because Ibuki is sort of a popular character in the Street Fighter 3, excuse me. A lot of people do use her. Alex to some extent, so kind of makes sense. Let's just put it this way, the very first Street Fighter 3 version, Giga Impact, no, not Giga Impact, I don't know, the new next generation, the new generation, let's just say they're more popular than the expansion, that's why. Then Balrog, again, Street Fighter 2 character, and then the next one is Jury. Yeah, you know, Street Fighter 4 representative, she is sort of popular, so, okay. And then comes Uranus, another one that, I guess this one's like in the same spot as Rolento in my opinion. He is sort of popular, a lot of people did like this character. Not only was it Street Fighter 3, but he was also in Capcom Fighting Jam.
And Ally Joe or Li Joe, love this character. But yeah, I think it's in the middle. I don't think really a lot of people like playing this character, but it's sort of well known. So you're in. Again, another character from Street Fighter 3 Giga Impact. You got again the two new characters. One is or Hugo in Street Fighter 4. So why not the other guy for Street Fighter 5? Again, there you go. So a lot of those are my Leftfield character for Street Fighter 5. King of Fighter is another one also. In a different vlog, I did give my thoughts on the King of Fighter DLC character, two left field and two right field. And the gist of it on that one, if you want to listen to it, links on the description box if I remember. The gist of it is, two right field are Ryu Yamazaki from Fatal Fury 3, Rock Howard from Mark of the Wolf, and this is his first time in a mainstream King of Fighter game, or a main story King of Fighter game, not the spin-off. Left field, in my opinion, are Whip and Vanessa to some extent because they're Nescatel. They're not really that popular, but again, we'll put them in there, whatever. And I did say this, that somehow the developer for King of Fighter 14, they really must love Nescatel characters. Because there are not so much in King of Fighter 14. I mean, most of them are, I did talk about this before in the roster, way back. If I remember it, I'll put a link to it. The mainstream characters, all the roster. A lot of them are in the right field. The Japan team, the Yagami team, Art of Fighting team, the Fatal Fury team, Psycho Soldier, Ikari Warriors, what else? All women's team. Kind of makes sense. So not really much of a lot of skill character, believe it or not, because half the rosters are new, which is some surprise. So a different story. And what else? Yeah, I mean the only weird one there is, like I said, and one about the rosters. It's just Kim's team and the villain team was separated. Kim now teams up with his master and his girlfriend, mistress, whatever. While the villain team, which is Chang and Choi, teams up with their team captain, which is Xanadu, supposed to be this guy's like weird, like the worst criminal ever in King of Fighter series. Apparently that's the storyline, but again, different story. So there was only, to some extent, in King of Fighter 14 was one. I did mention this on my King of Fighter 14 DLC. That is Angel. To some extent Ramon, but Angel because, like I said, Angel was only King of Fighter 2001 and 2002, and she wasn't in the Ash Saga line. However, and also the biggest one is that King of Fighter 2001 and 2002 was developed by Elliot, or it was, I forget what they developed, but the publisher to some extent, or another developer, I guess, Elliot, and there was some speculation that those characters from 2001 2002, like Angel, Melee, and even K49 to some extent, they have the right. You couldn't really use them. They're not allowed to use them. They wait for the Xbox version. They got rid of them. But I guess that wasn't the case because Angel is in King of Fighter 14. That was I would not even think. I would think about somewhere else. But really, Angel. I did not see that coming. A lot of people probably did not see that coming. But hey, Angel, great. Maybe they'll bring K49 in the long run. Maybe not. But it is what it is. Angel. And to some extent, Ramon, again, a little bit, not so much a popular character, but he was in 11. Besides the Nest Cartel saga, he was in 11. So, yeah, maybe more along like with Vanessa. Again, much because again, the backstory of that one is they're creating they call it Team Mexico. They're a bunch of course, luchador wrestler. She is a luchador wrestler. Ramon, of course, and of course, King of Dinosaur. And of course, in my King of Fighter DLC, I kind of bit a spoiler about King of Fighter, King of Dinosaur. Hint, go, Mark of the Wolf. Just look it up. Yeah, so there's not really much of a left field character I guess in Game Fight 14. Only to some extent just Angel, maybe Ramon. Beside the DLC character Whip and Vanessa, again I wouldn't think. Because I really didn't think that the Let's Cartel saga was that popular. Even the characters weren't that popular. That the Ash characters were more popular than the NES one, but I guess that's not the case. Yeah. So there you go. Apparently, I went 30 minutes with this video or vlog because well, I'm talking about 4 games, so why not? Do apologize for that to some extent. But anyway, those are my opinion on those 4 games: Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and its updates, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, and King Fighter 14, about characters that you would not think is going to be in the left field, but hey, you know they are. And they are in the game. It's in the record now. So